Zoom
Oh,
recording. Okay.
uh,
We forgot to
a-
record the very beginning, but here we are. Thank you.
the balanced scorecard is a strategic management framework that measures organizational performance across financial and non financial perspectives to align activities with long term objectives. There are four key perspectives: financial, customer, internal business process, and learning and growth.
Whenever I think about business model canvas versus a scorecard, I think the scorecard is the report card. It's the one that it's like I'm going to give you these marks. And from the customer's perspective, you get this mark. From the financial perspective, you get this mark. And so that's a very, very different thing than the business model canvas because this business model canvas lays out who are your customers? What value do you bring? It's like business model canvas. I think of it as a canvas that you paint on, and you're painting a picture of the value that you're bringing to the organization with your project or from the enterprise. So now you won't get scorecard and canvas mixed up anymore. Cool?
Yep.
All right. Okay, next one on our new UI from Watermark. Consider a scenario in which a sponsor has initiated an effort to purchase and install a COTS, which is commercial off-the-shelf package. You discover that no other analysis work has been performed. What's the first thing you do? So they walked in and they said, "Hey, we wanted you to install this." And you say, "Why?" Right?
Mhm.
Determine the approach to implementing the COTS solution. Define the business need that the COTS package is intended to address. Perform a gap analysis to ensure capabilities exist in the current state organization to support the COTS solution. Or determine if and how the COTS package meets the business need. What can we eliminate?
A and C.
A. Yeah, eliminate A and C. I think the first thing is to determine what the business need is. Doesn't nobody actually?
Exactly.
I think that's step one.
Yep, I
I
agree on that.
think
Yep.
I think it's D, not D.
Oh, oh,
Determine
thank
if
God.
and how.
D has to come after the business need.
Mm.
So you define your
Yeah.
business need and then you determine how and if and how it can
Okay.
meet the business need. And then
Mm.
you can move on to your next steps. But first, it's like, what are we trying to fix with this? You know,
But my confusion is with the answer just B, my logic is why would I want to link uh the cut to the business need? Like I want to define business need without as if I don't have the cuts.
I understand what you're trying to do is what we've said. Whenever you have a problem, you don't jump to the solution. So you're trying to eliminate the solution
Okay.
out of this question. Well, unfortunately, they want you to implement something without understanding the business need. So
Okay.
you've got to basically set it aside and say, so what are we trying to solve?
Okay.
And then do your five whys. Why is this a problem? And be sure
Yeah.
it's the root cause that you're actually solving with
Okay.
the COTS.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then
Okay.
you can, yes, go ahead.
No, no, sorry. I thought you finished. I'm sorry.
No, I'm good. Go ahead, Cussy.
Yeah. I find myself in that position recently when I'm being told, oh, this is what we want to use recently. And it's
Uh-huh.
like, I didn't have that much. Well, I have something to say about it, but I feel like it didn't really matters to them. And just to give you a little bit of context, he was moving from software A to software B because the company considered that as a standard. So yeah,
Okay.
and I they give me a little time to transition, right? So I'm thinking next time this happen, right? What should be the approach? Because if you're not careful, you might feel like you don't want to do the transition.
I understand. You don't want to give the appearance of not being cooperative.
Yeah.
So you have to couch your concern in a way that shows them that you're doing it for their benefit. So in the case that they have a standard that we're using across the entire organization, they're not trying to solve a problem. They're trying to meet a standard.
Okay.
So then the next step I would take would be, okay, this is the standard that you want us to have, say Microsoft Word.
Yeah.
Let's do Microsoft 1997. That was a fun one. Okay, so everyone's using 97, right? Or they're using Windows or whatever
Yeah.
it is. So then you say, what are its abilities? And you turn around from it and you say, what are our needs? Does its abilities meet our needs? And then you can go into, we have a gap.
Yeah.
But if you have no leeway on does it meet it or not, don't spend your time, don't spend your effort on things you can't impact. You
Yeah.
can raise flags.
Huh?
Raising flags are good, but you still have to do it in the interest of serving the organization's success and facilitating progress. I want to raise a flag that we have this need and this isn't going to fill it.
Yeah. And that I did something similar, and we end up with, okay, software B is better, but we do a work that require that we have software A to do 35% of the work. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, that's what they wanted to do, and you proceed with that. But
Then
I feel a
you
little bit isolated. Yeah.
identify it as an issue because
Yeah.
it's not a risk anymore. It's now an issue. You've proven. Do you remember that there used to be a Microsoft thing that if you didn't have the right version of Microsoft, you couldn't open the file anymore?
Yeah. Yes.
And
Yes.
so it's like, so
Mm.
what are the repercussions of us not being able to get into the financial system or, whatever it is? The repercussions, that's what raises the flag. And if you can be the one to say, I have a concern that we won't be able to access these files any longer, and we don't have any other way to do it, is there a way that we can, maintain the legacy system while we have the standard, or something like that?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. My pleasure. Let's move on all the way to number 4. Stephen works at an IT shop in North Carolina as a business analyst. He's in charge of determining what cultural changes are required to better realize value from an existing solution. What's the key action he is accomplishing for the organization? So they've got an existing solution. We know we're in chapter 8. They're talking about cultural changes, so we know it's enterprise, right? And
Mhm.
they want to realize value. So are we in limitations?
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
enterprise, what is it called? To increase solution value. Something. I can't remember. But yes, I think it's A.
Okay. I've got one vote for A.
Is not eliminating. Okay, 1 second. Yes. Yeah, it is A. Sorry, it took me a while to understand it.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know how you can do it as a second language. I mean, it's hard enough for me as a first
Yeah.
language.
Same. You're amazing.
My third language, even not
Third.
the
Oh, great.
yeah, like
What's your second one?
French. I'm
Oh,
Lebanese, French and
amazing.
English. So yeah,
Wow.
Je n'ai jamais
yeah.
su que tu parles le français, Katia.
Oui, je
Oh,
parle bien. J'habite à Montréal quand même, je dois parler le
Oh,
français.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
oh,
Y'all just
I
talk
want
a
to learn
minute.
French.
We're just going to
I
sit
want to
here
learn
and
French
listen.
so badly because of watching the World Cup and seeing Congo and all of these, Mbappe and seeing all these incredible players, just multilingual, all of them. English, French,
All of them.
Spanish, German, Portuguese. They're all multilingual, all of these high level soccer players, because they get recruited in from all these different countries and then go to play for other countries. So I'm
Yeah.
obsessed with French. Oh, I love hearing it. Sorry.
There
Go on.
there are AI tools that will teach you and listen to your accent and
Yep.
help you fix it. I grew up taking Spanish in a Texas high school, and guess what? I speak Spanish with a Texas accent because my teacher spoke with a Texas accent.
No, that's so funny.
But the AI can listen to you and it
Yeah.
can correct without, it doesn't have an accent.
Yeah.
Okay. You have been asked to confirm your results after a requirements workshop. Why is that important? Confirm your results to ensure the requirements are ready to be specified and modeled, to ensure the project manager understands the requirements for project planning, to ensure the WBS is created in time for the risk identification and assessment, to ensure the requirements are accurate and consistent with other information. So
Yeah.
for which of these reasons do we confirm our results?
D.
D.
Yeah.
You're right. This is the stated purpose of confirming elicitation results. Good job. Okay, I gotta stop. Amanda, you should learn French and take this test in French. Yeah, no, don't do
No,
that.
thank you. I'm actually, would you believe
They
I'm
do not
actually,
have it in French.
they
They
don't have it in
don't?
French.
No, the only one they have it in French is the ECBA, and that's why in Quebec province, because it's a French language, you don't see many Quebecois taking this test, only like immigrants like us, because we are bilingual.
Wow.
That's
But
cool.
my,
I'm
yeah,
actually,
they
I'm
don't give
actually
it in.
learning. Oh, you can't see. I'm learning Mandarin. Can't really see
Oh,
it. I'm learning
man,
Mandarin Chinese.
that's awesome.
It's actually a lot easier than I thought because I already speak Japanese. So a lot of the
Sure.
characters are
Yeah.
Hi,
I'm
Bob.
obsessed with French. Obsessed with
You
French.
should
And I also
have.
speak German because I did it at school.
Oh
German's
wow.
amazing though. I love German, but I've
German
never,
is
yeah.
so much fun to scream at people because it sounds like you're so mad.
Yeah, German's beautiful. I love it.
It is
But
beautiful.
yeah,
But if
obsessed
you
with French
translate
now.
it literally, it's hilarious. I think I would be giggling all the time. Let's get back to the test. How
Yes,
is the
yes, yes.
solution core concept and business analysis core concept model applied to the requirements analysis and design definition knowledge area? Okay, so remember RAD, RADD?
Yep.
The performance of a solution is examined and assessed to see if it's delivering potential value. Potential value of a solution options are analyzed and quantified. Potential solution options are defined, and the one that is most likely to address the need and has the most value is recommended. The circumstances that influence and provide understanding of the change are considered when determining solution performance measures. Which one can we eliminate?
B.
Well, I think we can eliminate A because isn't that A? 8? Isn't that solution evaluation?
The performance
So,
is examined.
so eliminate that one.
A, we can eliminate A,
Yeah.
B. Yeah, potential options are defined in the one that is
Yeah, I
not.
don't like B. I think it's probably C, but only because of the other ones. Only because the other ones don't.
Yeah.
And number solution performance, isn't that also chapter 8?
I would say it's D.
Oh,
Do you like
really?
I
D
don't
as in
know.
dog?
Yeah, I don't like it, but not potential solution options. You don't do that in the 1 second requirement analysis and design
Yeah,
definition.
this is
Which
rad. This is
chapter?
7. Isn't that 7?
7?
Is it 7,
Hey,
Thea? We're in 7, aren't
Rad,
we?
1 second.
rad is, whoop, wrong spreadsheet. Rad is chapter 7. You're right.
7. So we're not talking about
Okay,
evaluating a
okay, okay,
solution.
okay.
So I reckon it's probably so A and D are out because they're all about evaluating the solution.
Yeah,
I think. So I think it's most likely C, but
yeah, I would say C. Okay.
let's see what they
Yeah,
thank God for that.
yeah,
You're correct. Good analysis. This
yeah.
answer represents the solution core concept for the
Cool
RAD.
concept.
Which statement is most true about approving requirements? Once approval is obtained, the details related to that approval are no longer needed and can be discarded. Oh my
Nope.
goodness, that makes me want to have an eye
Nope.
twitch. Approval
Yep.
decisions need to be traced to the technical design. Approving stakeholders need to sign off on the requirements in writing.
Not
Approval may be
necessarily.
obtained from individual stakeholders or as a group.
Wow. Well, the BABOK will never say that they need to sign off in writing. It's recommended,
No,
but I don't think the
no.
BABOK would ever specify that. So I'd say, well, and
D.
again, the question says which statement is the most true. That means
Yeah,
that they're all kind of true, but which one is the
Okay.
most true? So I
Uh-huh.
say D for Dalmatian. That's my
yeah,
guess.
it is D.
And you're correct. A stakeholder is defined as a group or individual. The business analyst works closely with authorized stakeholders, one or more, to maintain an understanding, agreement, and approval of requirements and designs. One of the most agonizing parts as a BA for me has been you work really hard and you make, 600 requirements, and then the person that's supposed to approve them has no interest in
Yep.
understanding them. It's like, please
Yep.
let me just sit in the same room with you and read them so you can say you heard them.
Yep.
It's challenging.
Yep.
You are assessing the effectiveness of a new governance structure that was just put in place as part of the portfolio management system. One of the complaints from stakeholders is that decisions take too long to make. You discover that approvals involve review from 3 decision-making bodies that meet monthly before obtaining the final approval from the sponsor or portfolio manager. You submit a recommendation to simplify this process by eliminating some of the back and forth. How would this recommendation be categorized? So is this going to be categorized
Oh,
as making organizational changes, reducing complexity of interfaces, identifying additional capabilities, or avoiding waste?
it's either going to be A or D.
I would say it is A, making
Yeah,
organization.
I'll agree with
But
that.
yeah, one
Is that a
second.
category?
Yeah, I'm going
Yeah,
to go with A.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, D is also good. Oh no, really? Complexity
Which
of interfaces.
interfaces?
The
Which
reason that
inter
it's talking about interfaces is any exchange of information, whether it's between systems, applications, or
oh,
people, is an
it's inter
interface. You
okay,
give me something, it's an
Oh,
interface. I give you something, it's an interface.
okay.
okay, sure.
But
That's
you won't
very
get it,
subtle.
you won't miss it again, will you?
Nope.
A bank recently began offering the ability for customers to take a picture of checks they wish to deposit and securely upload the photos via smartphone app to complete the deposit. The bank spent millions of dollars to advertise this secure and time-saving feature as they were the first to market. However, 6 months after launch, less than 1% of their target market were using the feature. What did the bank neglect to take into consideration? Is this an enterprise limitation, solution limitation, cultural change, or the risk tolerance of stakeholders? So is there a
Well,
problem with the solution?
no,
So we're going to eliminate solution limitation.
Yeah, cultural change. It's not
I
enterprise. Is it
not enterprise.
enterprise?
No,
No, and not
I
risk tolerance of stakeholders.
I think it is risk tolerance. Well, this again, I'm looking at this question from a real world perspective.
Why
Mm-hmm.
risk tolerance?
Because they're taking a photo of a check that they want to deposit, and then they upload the photo to an app.
Yeah, but
I'm concerned that your belief that it's risk is you reading into the reason that they're avoiding
Oh,
it.
sure,
Actually,
sure.
the implementations of that we did directly from the camera to the server never ends up being stored in the app or on the
Right,
phone. I
right.
do this
So,
all the time.
okay, then it has to be cultural change.
Let's try it. I promise I'm clicking it.
I might need to
Yeah,
refresh
you
that.
see, it's I don't know. You see on top of your window, it's turning
Yeah,
like,
it's
yeah,
thinking
something is happening.
it
Something is
does not
happening. The
see
timer
I'm
is still
going
going.
to be angry.
And the thing is, you
Let me
You
go
cannot
to
might need to,
previous.
no, but it's blocked because on top of your window, this, yes.
Okay.
So what did we do before? Was it correct, not correct?
oh,
Oh, risk
oh,
tolerance.
You were right,
wow.
Amanda. I'm
I
sorry.
was.
In this case, the risk analysis and management technique was apparently not done to assess the risk perceived by the customers of this process along with their tolerance level.
Wow.
Interesting. Okay. 8.4.
I certainly wouldn't
I
want to take a photo
don't
of it.
think the actual exam would give you a question that iffy.
So your actual test is not going to be this hard, is what he's
Okay.
saying.
Really? Really?
Really,
I
really.
because when I sat the CCBA, I thought it was ridiculously hard, and I just barely scraped through. Okay, cool.
Okay, the next question on the same scenario. Anxious to persuade customers to give the new secure technology a try, what could the BA do to help determine the appropriate remedy? Risk analysis and management, survey or questionnaire, workshops, or stakeholder impact analysis?
Well, risk analysis. If
Yeah.
we're going on the previous
Yeah.
question, the answer to the previous question.
Yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
test it.
Oh, what the hell?
We have to persuade the customers to give it a try.
Oh,
So we've got to
sure.
get the information in front of the customers, and a survey is a quick way to get information to them and from
Yeah,
them.
got it.
You know, it's like, hey, did you know this was available and it's free
Sure,
and it's, you don't have to
secure.
spend your gas
Yeah.
to drive to the bank.
Sure.
The votes
Okay.
are in. Customers mistrust this service and will not use it. The infrastructure
Wow.
costs over $500,000 per year to maintain. What will the BA most likely recommend? Remember, they were
Oh,
first to
wow.
market. If they weren't first to market, if other people knew about it, they wouldn't be so much resistance. But they were first to market. So the BA most likely recommend organizational change initiatives to promote trust and adoption, retire the solution, identify additional capabilities of the service, maintain the infrastructure because the cost of rebuilding it in the future is less than maintaining it. What does the Babok say we should do?
I would say B
E,
for Bravo. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And,
But
But
Wow.
before we retire the
Right.
solution, don't we try to identify additional capabilities maybe, or I don't know, like 500,000?
Mhm.
you know what? I think
they
I'm getting a little bit mixed up because I took the ACC as well, and it's clear in that test that if a solution does not bring any value anymore, the best option is to retire it. Like I have that
Okay.
sentence written in my head, but I'm not saying that's the case here. But
Yeah.
that's why I say that. But I
let's
might be
test it.
wrong.
In Babok, it's written retire the solution.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Cost
If
clearly outweighs
if
the
you don't
Yeah.
hit your target, if the
It
return on
would take
investment isn't
this
sufficient,
question because these things got rolled out and they're being used, and that'll throw people off. Nobody retired this solution.
well, it
No,
costs.
you're always supposed to go with the general answer, the theoretical answer, and that's probably the most correct one. But it's a little confused by the choice of real world example.
Yeah.
So the idea in this question is it's $500,000 a year to maintain it, and only 1% of their customer base is using it. So it's not paying for itself.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
not
building into
worth it.
customer
Yeah.
journey. Paul is eliciting data requirements and discussing systems communication and how the two systems currently exchange data and services with his stakeholders. What principle is Paul discussing? So, how two systems exchange data and services. It includes data requirements and system communication. Is this called interoperability, data migration, trans-system exchange, or portability?
I would say alpha.
I would say it's not, we're not migrating.
Well, interoperability.
I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It sounds to me
Yeah.
it's how the two systems, it's interface. It's talking about interfaces.
So
It is.
data.
There is an interface element to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know it's
Because
not trans-system
Yeah.
exchange
No,
because that's
that's not a
ridiculous.
key.
And not
Yeah.
portability. I don't know what it is.
It's not
And we
portability,
are,
no.
and we're not migrating data.
No,
We
it
are,
Think
must be
about
A.
what all the definitions mean, which is part of what you're doing.
So do y'all want me to test A?
Yes,
yeah,
please.
And you're
Yeah.
correct. Interoperability is the
Um,
ability of a system to communicate by exchanging data or services.
yeah,
So data migration is moving stuff between one
Yep.
system and another and leaving it there. It's not
exactly.
an ongoing thing. Trans-system exchange is made up. Portability has to do with running code. And that is, can you run it on one machine or one system and then run it on another? And that's a different thing.
You got the right answer by your logic, though. Good job. After solution performance measures are defined, who is responsible to decide which measures are used to evaluate the solution performance? Is it the sponsor, any
Ooh.
stakeholder with decision-making authority, the business analyst, or the project manager?
I would say it's B,
I
because
think B.
because any stakeholder with decision-making authority can be sponsored.
It could be.
Yeah,
Let's check it. And you're right.
yeah,
Solution performance measures, who decides if which measures are actually going to be used is the person that you decided at the beginning of your project who would make the decision.
yeah.
Can we test G, please? Oh, sorry.
Yes, yes.
Which one do you?
I'm curious to know.
It's not the role of the project manager to make that decision.
Okay.
Okay, next. Which task in the elicitation and collaboration knowledge areas may use all of the following techniques? Brainstorming, focus groups, interviews, and observation. So we know which knowledge area we're in. Brainstorming, focus groups, interviews, and observation would be prepare for
Conduct.
elicitation, manage
Conduct.
elicitation results, confirm elicitation results, or conduct elicitation.
Conduct.
You're correct. These are techniques listed for this task and very few other tasks in that knowledge area. Which of the following statements best describes the role of the domain SME in defining the change strategy? Is it authorizes and ensures funding the solution delivery, ensures adherence to various regulations, develops the financial analysis for strategy selection, or ensures the change will function within acceptable parameters? Yes, that one?
Yeah,
I think it's D, but let
yeah.
me just read it as, oh, okay. Oh, what?
Sorry.
Financial analysis? What? What?
Domain SMEs have in-depth knowledge or expertise in some aspect of the change, and a
Oh,
financial analyst is a domain SME.
Oh, that's a tester
The
role.
only
Oh.
reason that this one is the right answer is because these are all wrong answers.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay. Which
That's
different the role of the in defining?
a very misleading question.
Always choose the best answer according to the Babok.
Yep, sure.
You got it, Katya?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tester is not anyway part of the defined change strategy.
The
Oh,
business analyst has finished an elicitation session and has confirmed the results. What would be the logical next task for this business analyst? So the output of confirmed elicitation results is elicitation results confirmed, right?
yeah.
I always
So
get this one wrong.
I know exactly why, but let's go through it. Should they then specify in model requirements? No, they've already done that. You have to do that before you can validate, right?
Yep.
Oh, really?
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I'm reading it wrong. Specify model requirements, ignore what I said. Define assumptions or constraints, item tracking, or verify requirements.
I think it's A
I
because
think it's
all you've confirmed is the elicitation results. So you're
yeah.
playing it back. So did I
It's
hear
this
properly that this is the core problem, this is what you want to
yeah.
solve, this is the current state, this is your ideal future state. Then when they've confirmed it, you go, okay, right, we go away and we write the requirements and
It
draw
is
some
a
process maps.
Cassie, did you have an opinion?
I'm I wanted to go with D, but I can't remember if we confirm then verify or we verify then confirm.
I always get this confused.
you
I always get this one wrong
That's
every
why I
single
want to
time.
go. I'm tempted to go with D, but I don't know.
Let's test A.
but
We'll learn.
yeah.
Okay, I think A is
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Because
Modeling
to
requirements
verify,
comes after elicitation activities.
to verify, you need the requirements there. Is it testable? Is it unambiguous? Is it consistent
Right.
with other requirements?
Yeah.
You've got to do the specifying modeling first before you can
Exactly.
assess the quality. Verify is about assessing the quality. Are
Mhm.
they? Is it? As a who, what? Does it have acceptance criteria there? Does it make sense? And
Right.
I always get this one wrong because I always go for verify. Now I know that that's not
You
the right
have to
answer.
specify and then you
So
verify.
Yes.
the Babok has this weird thing that is not my reality that you do elicitation and then you go back to your desk and you specify and model. And in my
Because
reality, I specify and model as I'm going. I may go make it pretty, but I specify and model as I'm talking to them so they can see I am listening to them. They can make corrections as we go. I love doing process maps with people with SMEs.
and it's an input. The elicitation is an input for specify and model requirement.
Mm-hmm. So
Elicitation result.
you go through elicitation, then you specify and model,
Yeah.
then
And
you
then
can
you verify.
validate and or verify,
Yeah.
but you
But
got to specify and model after you do your workshop or after you
yeah.
do your elicitation, which
Yeah.
is just weird to me. Which of the following tasks or elements would be the most appropriate to generate alternative approaches during strategy analysis? Is it determine implementation approach, define change strategy, scope of the solution space, acceptance and evaluation criteria? Let's eliminate one.
A and D.
Yeah.
A and D.
Which to
What do you
generate.
think of C?
Well, hang on. Let's remember to
I
generate
would
alternative approaches during strategy analysis. Alternative approaches.
I would say it's B, define change strategy. I think.
Yeah, I would say I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Alternative approach because your change strategy
Yeah.
might.
Cassie, what do you think?
I think B as well, only because I don't know what solution space mean.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very Babok-y.
Yes.
The purpose of defined change strategy task is to develop and assess alternative approaches to the change and then select the recommended approach.
Why is A not correct?
Because there's no such task, element, or technique.
Scope of
That's
solution
dumb.
space, scope of the solution space is in the define future state. Always.
It
This is
defines
one of
which kind of options will be considered when investigating possible solutions. As such, it happens before generating alternative approaches, which can also be called solutions. I told my class at lunchtime today, I said, you figure out what current state is, you figure out what your future state is, then you define your gap, and your solution is what will bridge your gap. And then you pick your 5 most reasonable things and you do business cases on each one of those, doing your analysis of if we did this, how much would it cost? How long would it take? What resources do we need? And I said, if you have more than 5 solutions that you're doing business cases for, you might be doing business cases for things that are not realistic. I mean, the idea that a fairy could come down and solve your problem, you're not going to do a business case for that one. It's probably not realistic. Or, it could get better. Not a realistic one. Leah was a BA on the website refresh project and has been incredibly thorough in requirements elicitation, prioritization, and design definitions. The website was marketed as a promise to an online experience like no other. 3 months after deployment, all performance measures reflect perfection. Still, online shoppers aren't happy. The director of customer loyalty is desperate for a quick fix. Which of the following options would help Leah understand the customer experience? So they're not happy regardless of the performance measures being perfect. Create use cases and scenarios, conduct focus groups, utilize a survey or questionnaire, or reading all of the complaints. This question has given classes a problem, so really, really read it.
So it's either B or C. So what's tripping me up here is quick fix, because whenever I see quick fix, I think survey questionnaire, because that's going to give you quick results. But yeah.
Well, wait a second. Just because she's desperate for a quick fix doesn't mean you can provide it.
That's right. But I am leaning towards focus groups, because you've got,
and that would help Leah understand the customer experience.
And you would also, focus groups is important to have, like, you can't just pull people from the general population. It has to be a specific persona or specific customer segment. So you do have a specific customer segment here. You've got online shoppers. So I don't know.
Segment that you would cite in the use cases and scenarios too, right?
For me, I wouldn't.
Yeah, as an online shopper, I'm leaning towards B, but I'm happy to have
hopefully you already did A.
I wouldn't go with A. Create use cases and scenarios like no, not. I would eliminate A and D.
Because you've already,
focus group is very, it's not a focus. To do a focus group, it takes time. It's not a quick fix. So
well, you can do it relatively quickly. When you need a lot of something fast, might not be the best.
I would,
or questionnaire. When you need to go deep, even if it takes a little while longer, and it doesn't necessarily take as long as all that. Focus groups is the general approach.
Okay, Amanda?
I'm actually going to change my answer. I'm going to go for D, reading all the complaints, because the question is what's going to help her understand the customer experience.
Okay. Cassie, I need a tiebreaker. You're on mute, sir.
But
I bet you're right, though.
I can break that tie there. I have been thinking through the whole time I was quiet, and I still couldn't decide. Uh,
Okay, I'm going to test B. The answer is create use cases and scenarios. I know people get this wrong all the time. The
why
reason
use
is
cases and scenarios?
creating use cases and scenarios would help her understand the expectations the user had about their interaction with the website.
That's
And
not what it's asking, though. It's not asking that.
Can you check?
it wants
Sorry, go on.
their experience, the customer experience is shaped by their expectations.
Yeah, but didn't they do use cases and scenarios when they designed the thing in the first place?
Exactly.
I kind of
It's just
doubt
what
it.
it
That's
says.
why
Set
it's
this
a
goal.
stupid question.
I
It
agree.
is
It's
a
a stupid
question.
question, but we have stupid situations. Look at the goal of the project, an online experience like no other. How can you measure that?
use case.
They did not set up this project for success to start with. They have performance measures that reflect perfection, but the shoppers aren't happy. Their performance measures stink. I mean, they're not bad performance measures. They're not giving you bad performance measures. They're not effective performance measures.
Can you check, please, see, because one of the technique is survey or questionnaire. Like why it is not.
It would probably reveal the same information as the complaints and wouldn't be a quick process.
That's also goofy. It is,
So I
but
agree with you.
that's the whole point.
This question has often given people pain, but the point is to really understand the customer, create use cases and scenarios of this is what you expect, so what's happening, and then you can test it.
Or if they have like in my head, I'm like, if they have like a journey map, then okay, I can agree on that. But I still
A
don't like the
scenario could be a journey map.
okay. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, then
Yeah,
I
that
can break
now
that
you
down.
get it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, next question on the same scenario. Hindsight being 2020, what was Leah's biggest lesson learned from this experience? Even though the requirements appeared to reflect users' wants, piloting the site using a prototype with users representing various customer segments may have uncovered areas of discontent before full deployment. User requirements can change suddenly and unexpectedly. She should have benchmarked against competitors to ensure her site's functionality was similar. She shouldn't have gotten more she should have gotten more users involved in user acceptance testing to get more comprehensive feedback.
A.
Yeah. 1 second. Yeah, she should know. Yes, A.
It's test A. The answer is correct.
Yeah.
Piloting using a prototype to get feedback before you go live.
Yeah.
Good job. William conducted a brainstorming session with several key stakeholders to generate potential solutions. They identified several possible ways to satisfy the business objectives of an organization. How will William ultimately determine which solution options to seriously consider? Initially, he will discuss the options at a high level with the sponsor in order to determine which options to pursue further. He could use the Delphi technique to objectively prioritize the list of options. In part, he will calculate the opportunity cost of each option. He would ask the team to prioritize the options based upon their collective expertise. What can we eliminate?
First of all,
B, because Delphi
yeah,
is an estimation technique.
correct.
Yeah.
So what's the best answer?
And we can
I would
eliminate D
go
as well.
D.
Yeah, we can
Yeah, no,
eliminate
I
that.
can't do that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Why are we
if I
eliminating D?
No, my answer was D.
oh,
Collective expertise from stakeholders would be called expert judgment.
They will also be considered as SMEs, right?
SMEs, yes. Subject matter experts.
Okay, so we can
Why
keep that.
not C?
yeah, I was going to say C because I'm trying to think about what the Babok might say.
Good job.
I mean, I would, if it in the real world, I would probably do D, but that's not what the Babok wants to hear.
You could argue that C is a subset of D or vice versa.
Oh, sure.
Okay,
Okay,
they
you
have
want
an
to
try.
test C.
Let's try.
The answer is C. In addition to calculating opportunity costs, the Babok mentions understanding the quantitative and qualitative value of each option, along with the time needed to achieve each future state.
Yeah,
what
The
do they have
reason
like
D is not the best answer is this is not a course of action recommended by the Babok.
yeah, but during a
very
brainstorming
Babok.
session, right? How much of information you have to actually evaluate the cost of an option?
Well,
We are
that's
we are doing a brainstorm, uh,
well,
how,
opportunity costs can be a high level. It's like we think it's going to cost this much, we think it's going to make this much, so this is a return on investment. You don't go deeper into it until you work on your, okay, these are the 5 we're going to seriously consider.
Estimation is always a problem, and your estimates are always better the more similar things you have done to draw data from.
Right? Estimation is not something humans do well. And they've discovered that estimation using numbers, like measuring
10,000?
things and saying this is a 5 and this is a 3 or whatever, we don't do numbers well. We will do sizes of dogs, we will do flowers, we will do recipe difficulty, we will do all kinds of other stuff that's not numbers and be much more impactful and efficient. Assessing stakeholder attitudes are about the project is important. Which of the following best describes the factors to consider? Attitude toward business goals, objectives of the initiative, business analysis in general, project sponsor, and other stakeholders. Attitude toward the business analyst, project methodology, the sponsor, project manager. Attitude toward the objective of the initiative, their job, and the organization. Attitude towards collaboration, teamwork, and other stakeholders in their job. Let's eliminate one, guys, or 2 or 3.
A and B. Yeah.
Okay. And what is it we want to choose as the best answer?
Wait, why are we eliminating A?
Yeah, I was leaning towards A, but
What does
Yeah,
it
same
have
thing
to
here.
do? Why project sponsor and other
because well,
and others? The word
this
of
is
project
funny.
sponsor, like it's iffy for me in this. It's too
Now that
detailed.
you say that, I can agree on that.
Right, like because only if it was only the word stakeholders, I would go for A, but project sponsor, like it's very
Specific.
as if they hate the project sponsor, like
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
that well, again, I'm drawing on real world experience, but I think it's important for stakeholders to be on board. They need to be on board with the business goals and the objective of the initiative. If they do not agree with that, then you're done. They will
so
not collaborate. They'll not participate.
so I would go C. the objective of the initiative, their job, and the
The
organization.
organization.
The organization, it has project sponsors, stakeholder,
Yeah.
everyone.
All right. I'm happy to go with whatever. Let's
don't
go
know.
with C. Yeah, I don't know either. Oh, it was A.
Project sponsor?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So if you think this guy's really arrogant, you're not going to support anything he does
Yep.
because he's been a jerk to you. You're
Yep.
not going to go for him. So attitude toward their own job and attitude toward the organization are not listed as factors.
That's an
So this list is
example.
not all
Think about
inclusive.
people who hate
I
Trump.
wouldn't choose this answer at all.
I would.
Well, just imagine you've got the boss's son that is the project sponsor, and he drives the
Yep.
most expensive car, and he goes to golf every day, and everybody resents him.
Yep.
That's what it's talking about. So this is
Yep.
not an all-inclusive list, but stakeholder attitudes in this response are specifically stated along with their attitude toward any proposed solution and team-based collaboration.
Chapter 3.2.
Okay, number 22. Terry is documenting requirements for her current project, a new order entry system. She knows that future projects will benefit if her requirements are made reusable, but it will take extra time that her boss feels she does not have. What will you advise Terry to use as her best justification for taking the time to make her requirements reusable? Justification. Okay. It will be easy to enter and access the requirements in the new repository tool that organization has installed. It will provide the basis for future enhancements. They can be reused in the future for the current or similar initiatives. It will make the resulting software development more cost effective. So what's she going to tell her
She's going to tell her it will provide the
boss?
basis for future enhancements.
Yeah.
I will say C.
Because the project the boss doesn't care about them being reusable. They want something tangible as a reason.
Okay. Kasi, why do you like C better?
Because I read the sentence in the BABOK that said, uh, after you have your documentation, you have to make the requirement reusable for future project. I believe I have that sentence in my mind.
Yes,
He
but
might have
the
been
question
Babok.
is, she needs to convince her manager. What's
So
the best
What if they
reason?
need that though? Like what if they need uh this requirement as a basis for future initiative? Like that will save them a lot of time in the future. I mean, that's the way I'm thinking about it.
I don't know that the manager would care more about this than this.
For me, I would
Okay.
go C. I don't know.
Okay.
I'd go
Let's
C.
And the answer is C.
Oh, well
Requirements can
done.
be reused with the current
Well
initiative,
done.
within similar initiatives,
Yeah.
within similar departments, and throughout the organization. Can you tell me, pop quiz, what makes a requirement where you cannot reuse it?
Where it's tied to a specific solution.
Solution, very specific
If
to a
it's so
solution.
granular that it can only
Yeah.
apply to the one that you're working on. If you make it more global, then you can make it more granular in the acceptance criteria.
Can we
Yeah.
check the
Yeah.
B, please? Why B? It's not.
Yeah.
An interface, an
Inference.
inference, but not specified in the BABOK. The requirements marked for reuse may or may not provide the
May or
basis
may
for
not.
future enhancements. It depends on the enhancement.
I
Thank
think
you.
the general you're going for things that are modular and reusable are generally good and to be sought after.
I remember when we were making our first web page at Hallmark, and it was like, hey, every web page is going to need to have a menu. So for all of the different evolutions of web pages, we can make a general set of requirements to this is what the menu layout's going to be. This is the menu behavior. And then we can use those requirements for every single one in the future. And they all had, a specific size banner, and they all had a same thing at the bottom of the page. So they were reusable. A junior BA is an initiative that has been asked to evaluate the implications of proposed changes to requirements and designs. She approaches you for advice on a useful tool for performing impact analysis. Which tool would you recommend in response? A useful tool for performing impact analysis. Is that a mind map, a change strategy, traceability, or a McKinsey 7S model?
What is
One big one.
McKinsey 7S model? Is there anything called McKinsey 7S model? I would go mind maps.
Oh, I was going to go traceability. The implication of a proposed change to the existing requirements. So you've got existing requirements designs, and then there is some changes that they're proposing.
Is traceability a tool?
No, it's not, I guess.
Is it?
But
Is it a tool?
analysis, I'm still going to go with traceability.
Okay.
But I think
Let's check it.
yeah.
You're correct. Traceability is a
Is it
useful
a
tool
tool?
for performing impact analysis. Traceability is also one of the tasks, right?
Yeah.
But it is a tool.
Okay.
In
back.
In fact, I've got this right here just because I love it. Traceability, folks. And then look at this. This is how you schedule your work. So you got traceability from business all the way to your solution and acceptance.
Wow.
Bob
Good
made
to know.
this. I just want you to know.
Okay.
Good to know.
To the previous question, so why is it not A?
Yeah, why is it not mind maps?
Because mind mapping is used to articulate and capture thoughts, ideas, and information.
The thing, and okay, maybe, but there's in Six Sigma, which they don't talk about much in the BABOK, there's a way to do root cause analysis, which uses the 6 M's, and it's essentially drawn out as a mind map. And that is drilling down in all these areas to find root causes, and that causes allows you to think about impacts. So that's a way mind map could be correct, but it's a little deep, and C may be a better answer.
Apparently, in BABOK, it is traceability is a useful tool for performing impact analysis.
That's what it says.
We have
Just
to
because it says it doesn't, well, remember from that diagram Thea showed you,
yeah.
two kinds of traceability. The one that allows you to do impact analysis is the one coming in from the top. So you can see how everything relates to everything else. And
Yeah.
by the way, that's also a mind map.
So it is a mind map, but it's not something that you create now. It's something that you reference to. So if I said we want to change this one requirement, it would be easy for me to say, wait a minute, that goes back to, it leads to this one up here, and it's going to hit me right here, and then in implementation, it's going to hit me here. And so you can see what the impact would be to your change.
Well, that's the implementation or causative effect or impact as you're doing the work. So cause and effect or impact analysis of the design elements to each other is a different thing. Also, the horizontal things could be one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-one. That is not a mind map. The logical hierarchy actually doesn't have to be purely on uncross-connected tree structure, but if it is, that would be a mind map. I know we're getting super esoteric here, but that's the way I think.
It's the way I like it. I like it.
And
Back to
also,
this.
the Babok and Watermark are not necessarily exactly right on everything.
We just got to learn it well enough to take the test and
Right.
show our knowledge.
And
Consider
you
new things.
guys will kill it.
Which knowledge area develops models of the current state of the organization? So analyze current state. Is that enterprise analysis, strategy analysis, specify and model requirements, or requirements analysis and design definition? Let's eliminate one. Which one is not a knowledge area?
A
Enterprise
is not a knowledge area.
and C is not.
Okay. C is not. So what is the right answer?
B.
What?
Not B?
Oh, what?
Nope, it's red. It's in red that you do current state, future state, define risks. What's the last one?
Develops
No, it's
models.
strategy analysis. Where you do
Develops
the-
models.
Mm,
Oh, no, this is an awful question. Develops
Assessment.
models of the current state.
So like
That's a
chapters 5 and 7 or something like that, they're two that kind of cover the same ground, but they do it differently.
So whenever it's talking about current state, you're always going to be in strategy analysis. No, I'm sorry, you're going to be in red, aren't you?
Yeah.
Specify and model requirements are done in this knowledge area. I think that this one is a weird one.
Really, I'm trying to understand. There may be a slight difference between analyzing and modeling. Test your ability. Okay, when we say model, okay, the specify and model is done in this knowledge. Modeling.
So modeling just means documenting it, writing it down,
Yeah.
and you're always writing down the current state. That's not true. You can document the future state too.
Yeah.
Well, it's still specify and model, right?
Yeah, because you identify current state and you have to, but do you model requirements for current state?
Do you model or we identify?
Absolutely. And so analyze current state and define future state and define change strategy are part of chapter 6, and that's strategy analysis. And specifying model requirements, verifying requirements, validate requirements, define the architecture, define the designs, and analyze potential value and recommend solution. That's all chapter 7, which is red. There's so much overlap between those two, and that's why it's confusing. Because specifying model requirements, you do as part of analyzing the current and future state.
Okay, let's do the last one, guys. Laura, junior BA, is finished detailing a set of requirements using analytical techniques. She now wants to elicit, model, and analyze the design, but she's wondering what techniques she would use for this activity. What would you advise her? To elicit, model, and analyze the design. So that's a solution. Requirements and designs use the same techniques to specify and model. Since the developers and testers will be using her requirements, she should collaborate with them to come up with the best techniques to use. The business analyst does not create designs, but reviews them to ensure they align with requirements. She should therefore package her artifacts, obtain sign-off, and pass them on to the design architect. The business analyst can only specify and model requirements and not designs. Let's eliminate one, guys.
We can eliminate C for Charlie because that's ridiculous.
It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. What's the best answer?
I actually think it's A.
Hey, yeah.
You're right. And one of the things I love is to identify current state in a process flow diagram and then make a copy of it and make changes of this is what future state would be. And you can see exactly what needs to change between the two.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Amanda, I sent you a text in chat.
Oh,
Let's see this exam. Okay. We had one question in business analysis, planning, and monitoring that we did not get correct. We got 80% in strategy analysis. We got 100% in elicitation and collaboration. We got 80% in RAD. We got 100% in requirements lifecycle management. And solution evaluation, we got 50%, getting 4 right and 4 wrong. So, chapter 7 is RAD, and chapter 7 is the one that has the most questions in the test. So,
wow.
overall, we're doing pretty good.
Oh, solution evaluation. We messed that up.
Solution evaluation, we had some challenges on it.
But mostly because we don't love the way the questions were structured.
Right. Well, we didn't do horrible.
I think
but we could do better.
study. I think I have to start studying.
Yeah, me too.
I kind of think it's important because trying to do it without that is like going on a trip with no gas in your tank.
I know.
Yeah.
So, you know what we had today that you got wrong. I hope you marked it. I saw you marking it, Katya. So study what we got wrong. We'll do chapters 3 through 8 again next week. And for a couple more weeks, we've got this is the middle of July. I'm planning on stopping this probably sometime in September. So you've got, what, 6 more weeks at least? Take advantage of it.
Will we be doing techniques?
The techniques that I have let's see, I don't have it on open here. The techniques that I put in the worksheets are what I would suggest that you use for your techniques because it dives deep into each technique one at a time.
Okay.
By the way, we also did presentations and blog posts on all the techniques, so that's out there. Also, the biggest thing I felt that helped me in preparing for the test is understanding the inputs and outputs and the orders of all the tasks. So kind of the flow chart of how everything flows. That was super helpful, keeping things in order.
I had a precious person tell me today, I've been working in the study group, but I haven't really been paying attention to inputs and outputs and stuff. Do I need to know that? I'm like, yes. You
That's
need
the
to know.
biggest part. And
Yeah.
here's the other thing, I'm still clarifying what the BABOK always says, or actually says, 8 years into it. So it's not necessarily the cleanest thing.
It's not the final destination. So this is on Bob's website, rpchurchill.com, and then go to the Tampa Bay tab at the top and scroll down about 4/5, and you can get explanations of either a video recording, 2 video recordings, and a blog post on every single one of the techniques.
Okay.
So if you read it in the BABOK and you don't understand it, and you look in the watermark and it doesn't give you very much information at all, this is a resource for you. You can also go to the IIBA website. In the IIBA website, they have the development center, and it has stuff that never had before. Brand new things that you can go by task and go deeper into them. Also, it's got information on techniques there. Okay, Miss Amanda, do me a favor and send me on LinkedIn your email, and we'll get that started.
Amazing. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Yes,
Thank
Bob.
you.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
just wanna plant in your fertile little mind for next year. How about if we do these on Tuesdays?
I understand this is a conflict for you. Actually, next year, I think that we're going to do data analytics and not CBAP.
Well, I want to do
Okay,
that one too.
Wow.
but it should still be on Thursday because I wanna be part of that too.
Okay.
Been through it.
So you think that Tuesdays are a better day for you? Is that what I'm hearing?
Way better. And
Way
that's
better.
when they used to be.
Well, whenever we start the new year, we can make our own decisions. We had already announced it was going to be on Thursdays this year, and that's why I've resisted changing them because everyone
I
expects us to
get
be here.
that for this year. That's why it's
But for next year.
July. I'm planting the seed now. I'm gonna pour water and miracle grow on it for the next 5 months.
I'm good with that. Okay, guys, I will see you next week. We're going to get you through this last part so that you can take your test, okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye,
You.
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.